Hey everyone, this is your boy, Rekken 200. Now you may have noticed this is a little bit of a different video from my normal upload. This is going to be an introduction to Japanese hiragana, or the Japanese alphabet. I've wanted to do this for a little while. I've wanted to upload some like learning Japanese kind of content because, you know, I speak both languages. I like to, you know, create content. What better than to put the two together? So what I'm gonna do for this first video is I'm going to go over the vowel sounds. I'm going to go over the a, I, U, E, and O hiragana, the five first basic A, I, U, E, O, or, you know, A, E, I, O, U vowels. And in later videos, if you guys receive this well, we will go over the rest of the consonant sound rows, or columns. And hopefully, I have a few mnemonic devices that I've come up with that may aid you in memorizing the A, I, U, E, O, or at least the first five. So we'll just jump right into it. So first of all, we're gonna go over A. It's the equivalent A sound of spoken Latin vowels, right? A. So you have your AH sound. It's not really an A, it's not really an A or an A, you know, or an A, like a soft A sound, but it's more of an ah, like ah, you've thought of something. So it's ah. The way to remember how to write this, or the way that I remember how to write this, is you have this like pirate cutlass, right? You have this little curved T, and then you have a lasso that the sword or cutlass is going through. Obviously, you know, that's a very basic way of describing it. But for example, we're gonna just try writing it again. So you have your handle, or not that. You have your, sorry. We're gonna try writing it again. So you have your finger guards, your curvature, right? And then you want to start somewhere around here in the middle of the finger guard and the blade. You want to start somewhere in the middle, and then just loop around. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is a garbage ah. It you know, it doesn't have to look this awful, but you want the basic, you know, you want the basic structure. You want the, if I do it fast, boop boop boop, bleh. See, that's garbage, that's garbage, that's garbage. Oh, that's just too garbage to leave up. Keep in mind, I am doing this with a mouse. It is very hard. It is very hard to write with a mouse. But yeah, cutlass and lasso, and you have your first sound. You have ah. So the next one up is E, and this is the sound equivalent, or the vowel equivalent of I in English. And obviously E isn't exactly a hard I or a soft I. It's not I or I, it's E. So although you may, you know, be more inclined to think that this is the letter it belongs with, it is not. It's more like E, like you're saying two I's, and you don't really want to like stretch out the sound like E. It's E. It takes a little getting used to. Let's just go over the mnemonic devices as far as this goes. So what I like to think about as far as this goes is this is a fish hook, and this is a worm. This is what we're going to call worm-chan, and we'll note that in a lot of the hiragana letters, there's going to be worm-chan, and worm-chan is going to be on many adventures. So what I like to think is this is a fishhook, and worm-chan just escaped. he wasn't, or she wasn't tied on to the hook tight enough, so she was able to just kind of slip off, and now she's gonna make her descent into deep sea. So that's E, okay. I guess you could associate it with like Worm-chan saying "ee," like I'm free. I'm garbage at this. I'm sorry. Okay, we're just gonna go on to the next one. Next one is U. So this is the vowel equivalent of U. Now, a hard U would be U, obviously, and a soft U would be a. And U doesn't really fit the U. It's more of a U. But I guess you could, I guess for all of these, it's kind of like doubling up, right? It's doubling up the English letters. So it's U. But you want to say it short. You want to say these two in succession shortly. So it's U. Anyway, we'll get right into the mnemonic device. So Worm-chan, as we were, just continuing Worm-chan's adventures, Worm-chan is about to be eaten by Ukun, the fish. And I don't really know where to go with this story other than Worm-chan doesn't get eaten. U-chan fails, or Ukun fails miserably to eat Worm-chan. Oh shoot! If you can just imagine that this is like the head of a fish. And that this is, Worm-chan just kind of gliding deeper and deeper into the deep sea, then that would be great. That would be another successful mnemonic device implanted in your brain. So this is U. Next up, we got E. Now, this is especially tricky to do with a mouse because of how you have to do like a straight jagged line and a curve. Whew, actually it turned out pretty well. So E, obviously, is the equivalent, or maybe not obviously, but it is the equivalent of the vowel E, and it makes kind of an E sound. Like if you were to imagine me as a word, and you just take off the M, you say eh. Just say eh. And that's kind of how you say this. It's eh. So it's a. We've had a, e, u, and now eh. And now this is a far-reaching mnemonic device that you may not agree with as far as, how it looks or whatever, but this is the best I got. So we're deep in the ocean right now, and Worm-chan is continuing her descent after being freed from the hook and after escaping Ukun, the giant fish, and is now gliding towards what looks like this, like, I don't know, coral bed down here deep in the ocean. And over here is like this little crevice, and she's looking to make this like her new hidey hole or home. I'm not sure. That's the best I got, really. So it's kind of like, where like you would expect an octopus or something to come out of. This is just like a sand mound. I don't know. It's like a little, I don't know. You get the idea though, right? Yes, we'll just say yes. So last one is O. And this one was a little trickier to come up with a mnemonic device involving Worm-chan. Also, it's a little bit difficult to write for me. I don't know why. I just look at this hiragana and just think to myself, wow, that doesn't look correct. Like now, I don't think that looks quite right. I'm just gonna go with it. I don't really care. I do care, but I don't really care. But I do. I'm sorry. I'm being so rambly this video. Anyway, Worm-chan comes across a bastard sword that was bent by some real buff dude. So just imagine, right? Like there was a war, and this like really like buff knight guy in like steel armor was like, I know that looks more like a ninja. I'm sorry, but he like took this broadsword, and then we're gonna do the next frame over here because we have the O in the way, and then he like he bends it. I don't know. He like with like his like super strength. He like bends it into like this like curvature, right? Forgot to draw the muscles. And then that renders the person who was using the sword. Sorry, I forgot to draw the guy who was using the sword originally. This guy. It was this guy's sword, but he bent it. The samurai dude bent it, and now it's rendered unusable. And then somehow that ended up in the ocean, where Worm-chan came across, which Worm-chan came across, and that is the legend of the O sword. So I actually forgot. O is the equivalent of the O sound in the English language, and it is not, again, a hard O or a soft O, or like O. Like it's not really O, because there's more strength in the sound. There's more like clarity, but it's not O, right? It's right in between the hard O, I think that's how you do it, and the soft O. I think that's how you label those. It's like right in between. So it's like a oh. I have no idea if that helps at all. Anyway, Worm-chan comes across the legendary sword of O, and that is the end of Worm-chan's adventures of chapter 1. For all the vowels. So let's go through all 5. We're gonna try to disperse these as evenly as possible. So we have not a Worm-chan adventure, but another sword reference, right? This needs a little bit more protrusion here. So we have the cutlass and the lasso. And then that's A. We have the fishhook that Worm-chan escapes from. That Worm-chan's a little too big. That is E. We've got Worm-chan narrowly escaping Ukung, the giant fish, or average size fish, I don't really care. We've got E, the little crevice that Worm-chan discovers and is gonna make her new home. And then we have the legendary sword of O, which is a far-fetched mnemonic device that probably you can come up with a better one for. That was the best I had for that one. But anyway, you got your A, you have your E, you have your U, you have your E. Oh my gosh, I just messed up. This is not E, I'm sorry. This is E, U, E, and this is O, the in-between hard and soft sound. And these are the base sounds for all other letters in Japanese. So you will hear these 5 sounds mixed with consonants. So just to give you like an example for what I'll do for the next video, the first letter of the K row or K column is ka, and we got Wormchan again, but we'll save that for a different video. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't enjoy it, I hope you at least learned something. If you didn't learn anything and you just came here and watched me ramble for however long I was shooting this, like 15 minutes, then you're a champ. You are truly a champ. I don't know why you're still here, actually. You should probably leave. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. This video is done now. Go away. Shoo.